Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to you in this YouTube channel, Surviving America 101, aka Surviving in America 101. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Dr. Hannah, a board-certified physician practicing the great specialty of family medicine in America. Please see my first video to know more about me and my international background, which I called it at that time a salad of so many nations and so on and so on. Men and women, my purpose and hope is to pass into you the knowledge that I have gained from many years of what I call cluelessness and cultural shock when I first arrived to America as an international student. It's not enough, friends, to just survive America, but we need to excel and succeed, okay? Even though I'm board certified in America as a medical doctor with a stethoscope that I think looks good and actually works, and even though I have a wide doctor's code, please remember that what I say here does not reflect the opinion of anyone else except myself. And whatever I say here, even though some of that I'm gonna be saying might sound good, should not be viewed as a medical advice, okay? If you have a medical problem or emotional tough time and difficulties, please try again to find that insurance card hidden somewhere and drive yourself to have a medical evaluation by a licensed provider. Okay, our topic today is smelling good in America with the subtitle Outwardly and Inwardly. I have to add this a little fancy, outwardly and inwardly, is a very challenging one and perhaps might be offensive and embarrassing to some of us. But please listen and learn anything new and pass this knowledge if you can to others who might just need it. Friends, it's very important to smell good outwardly. What I mean is to have a good body odor, okay? But you know, it's even better to have a good body odor coming from both. I should correct this one. It's better to have a good odor coming from both our bodies and from inside of us. Okay, it does me no good and it does others no good if I smell great and have great body odor, but I have a stinking, mean and caring, deceptive and unloving attitude, words and deeds. At the same time, if my character and behavior has a great odor and smells good, I'm talking about now character and so on, but my body odor stinks, people will be repulsed by my body odor and won't even notice or take time to notice the great fragrance and odor of niceness and kindness, generosity, love and compassion that might be coming from my heart and soul and from your heart and soul. Okay, this is why it's important to learn and practice daily the art of smelling good, both outwardly and inwardly. This, of course, applies to every international immigrant, American-born citizen, and so on, everybody. Of course, there are some people who are sick or can't control their body odor, but the rest of us must do the best we can to improve how we smell. Okay, friends, not knowing what to do, what to wear, what words to say, and how to smell in a totally new culture like what we experience when we first come to America is something to be expected. You see, anytime we start something new, totally new, like a new high-stress, high-pressure job, or drive a car in a busy city like Chicago, or somewhere like New York, or the Bronx, or Manhattan, something scary like that, we will all feel like an out-of-town driver from maybe rural America, never driven in a big city, who now drives in New York City for the first time. Of course, we will, have no clue what lane to take, you know. First time ever driving in a big city, I'll probably like, okay, what do I turn to? What streets do I go to? Where to stop? When to exit a busy highway? Of course, you know, we might be yelled at by the drivers behind us who seem to know where the heck they're going. And of course, we run the risk of being made fun of, okay? Laughed at maybe and embarrassed. I guess all of us humans are no different than that out-of-town driver from rural America driving in, say, New York or Chicago. We will mess up on the road of life, oh, that's a fancy thing here, mess up on the road of life when we encounter new things and crazy changes. We will perhaps be ridiculed, cussed out, called names, or laughed at. But friends, be encouraged, for sooner or later we will find our way, and sooner or later we will learn how to succeed. Not only to smell good in America outwardly, but to smell good inwardly and accomplish great things in this great country and in fact anywhere we are destined to be in and live. Friends, surviving America and even thriving and excelling is more than getting a bachelor's, a master's, PhD, or an MD degree. Of course, our success in America and everywhere will benefit from all these degrees. Don't take me wrong, they are very important. But men and women, without very simple and sweet little things like being kind, thankful, caring, loving, saying thank you when you're supposed to, and please, and of course without the very simple and easy art of smelling good and having a good body odor, our amazing and great academic success might not take us as far as we hope. It might go flat like a car tire hit by a nail, like what happened to my Toyota recently. That was a big nail, but it can boom, flat, couldn't drive it. Or a popped up balloon that loses its air and can no longer fly very far. All right, imagine that balloon. So this is what happens to our academic success. We gotta think about the other things too. So friends, as I begin to share with you the steps of smelling good in America, I will say the following to those of us who are already smelling good in America. Congratulations. Now please help me to spread this good message so that we can smell as good as you do in America. Of course, at this moment I want to thank my wonderful Filipino biology professor who took time, invited me to dinner with his family, I remember in my first year as an undergrad student in Indiana, and shared with me among his many, many wise words the knowledge and the art of smelling good in America. Let me take you through a little story. Men and women, bacteria do grow and prosper in our armpits and every sweaty part of our bodies if we let them. American armpits bacteria, which I think, based on a totally non-scientific, non-medical evidence, and are possibly way more potent than similarly situated armpits. Again, that's not scientific, okay? I just say maybe. Okay, they are more potent than similarly situated armpits bacteria overseas, maybe. Recently had a little gathering, okay? Got together with a bunch of our family members after Thanksgiving dinner, and some of the friends who are like me grew up overseas, as we, most of the big time of our life, the majority of our life, we started overseas and immigrated to America. Some of them felt so strongly that for some obscure reason, none of us stunk, even when some of us did not use daily deodorants overseas. Anyway, based on our Thanksgiving family talk that I had with my family members and friends, some of us might have concluded that maybe, just maybe, one can blame the climate or the atmospheric pressure in the Western Hemisphere on the stinky bacterial invasion of our armpits. Okay, he cannot prove that scientifically, so maybe disregard that one. And so friends, since we can't change the climate in America or the atmospheric pressure, let's change the things that we can change. One of those things I have learned to change was not to make my white coat during my early years of residency training smell like my mom's pot of delicious spicy dish of chicken zigni. Oh man, that was good, men and women. That was absolutely wonderful zigni, spicy and good. I had no idea. But my white doctor's coat, ladies and gentlemen, that looked so good on the outside, did not smell as good when the smell of the potent zigni, spices, and red peppers saturated every fiber of every thread. I'll tell you something. Thankfully, I miraculously smelled the zigni spices on my white coat early in my residency. Many, many years ago. That's not like yesterday, okay? Many years ago. And stopped going to the kitchen with my hospital clothes and white coat. Okay? Thank God, as far as I know, no one had an allergic reaction to my mom's zigni or got hurt. It's a good, delicious meal. All right, I wish I had more time to tell you how to make it. It was good. But the take-home message for me was I cannot take the kitchen with me to work. Okay. So drawing from my own rich American journey of almost not smelling good in America, I have compiled a list of do's and don'ts of fighting bacteria in America and smelling good. So let's start now. The do's. 1. Take a shower in the morning so that you can smell your best at work or class. Use like soap, some antibacterial soaps if possible, Dial, Dove, and all of those things. Okay, dry yourself completely after showering. Number 2, wash your feet, keep them dry, and change socks daily. Fungal and bacterial infections grow in sweaty feet. They just love your sweaty feet. You gotta fight those guys. Number 3, apply after showering and after washing your armpits and drying them a deodorant such as Dove, Degree, Old Spice, etc. for men, or for women, Suave, Dove, Secret, etc. I had to ask some women about that. So there might be some other ones. Ladies might like it even more than these things. Okay, good soaps and deodorants are needed to fight the growth of the odor-producing bacteria. So stick deodorants are most popular in America, but you can use gel or spray as well. Number 4, spray without flooding or soaking your body and clothes. Smell a good smelling cologne for men, of course, or perfume for women. Number 5, do switch shop and change your deodorant brand every 6 months to prevent bacterial resistance. Number 6, wear a newly washed undergarment and shirt daily, something new daily. Number 7, brush your teeth daily to prevent bad breath, gum disease, and bad odor. Number 8, trim your nails regularly but not in public or on the dining room table. I've seen it happen before. Wasn't me, I promise you. Points to remember. A, make sure you are not allergic to any of the ingredients of the deodorants or antiperspirants you plan to use. Stop them if you experience a rash or an allergic reaction and seek medical help. Well, of course, if the allergic reaction is so severe, which I hope doesn't happen, you might need to call the ambulance. That would be a tough one. You know, you might be held by the deodorant, but it doesn't happen a lot. But if something severe, get some help. Number B, apply the deodorant at the center of the armpits. Actually, both armpits, and then move outwards to cover all the areas. C, consider applying the deodorant at night after washing the armpits and then after showering in the morning. Number D, women can use the deodorants between and under the breast if there is a tendency to sweat in these areas. Avoid using deodorants all over the body or overusing them. They're not supposed to be like soap, you know. Number E, remember that curries, hot peppers, other spicy foods like my mother's zigni, pot, smoking, excessive alcohol, and caffeine make us sweat more and therefore can contribute to body odors when the bacteria invades the sweat and so on. Number F, know that the smell of onions and garlic can also be carried in the sweat. It happens to the best of us. We can smell like a garlic or an onion as we walk around at work. Number G, remember to say, excuse me if you pass gas accidentally or purposely in public. Number H, remember a healthy lifestyle of limiting excessive alcohol consumption, caffeine intake, and avoiding smoking is good for your health and will reduce your body sweating and hence bacterial overgrowth and bad odor. Of course, you can get help from your doctor once you find that insurance card if you have issues with excessive alcohol consumption or if you're smoking. You got to get out of those things. And friends, here are the things that we don't do, the don'ts. 1, don't forget the daily shower. 2, don't forget to wear newly washed clothes, especially shirts and undergarments daily. 3, don't overdose yourself with cologne or perfume. Too much of a good thing is actually a bad thing. Number 4, don't keep your nails long or trim them in public. Number 5, don't pass gas in public, but if you can't keep it, don't forget to say excuse me. Okay, so that was important. Number 6, don't make your shirts, body and clothes smell like zigni or a curry chicken pot, and definitely not like a cigarette ashtray. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in this short segment that summarizes the important highlights of this video. My daughter and a very, very close relative wanted and perhaps begged me to be in a YouTube video. They wanted a little bit of YouTube acting or so on, and so I decided to put them in this segment. So let's watch together. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, let me end this video with an animal that every immigrant and international student in America must be aware of. I'm talking about a small but scary animal known as a skunk that really I did not know of its existence until a few years ago. This animal sprays from its anal/butt area a very potent stinky liquid that makes anything it touches very stinky, including perhaps a whole American neighborhood/village. Men and women, this is not a kitty cat, please be careful, even though it looks like a cute one. So it means that I can't call it come on kitty, come on, to pat its head or tail. You know what, I bring the skunk story to you for two reasons. One, to remind me and you that there are some relationships and perhaps people that look nice and sweet on the outside, that you just want to pat them on the head, but they might actually spray your life and mine with something very hurtful, mean, toxic, and stinky. And of course, we go back to the main subject of today, as this is the reason also is the common sense thing that you and I do not want to stink our classes, relationships, and workplaces, and everywhere else in the surroundings like the skunk does. Well, okay, friends, join me soon for another intriguing topic in Surviving America 101 YouTube channel. Until then, this is your host, Adil Jubran Hannahouri, aka Dr. Hannah. Ma'as salama.